Today is February 20th. I did not make it on the 18th because I've been dealing with a lot of school stuff, but I am recording now and I have news. First of all, surgery is officially scheduled. It is not for the end of March, it is for the end of April. Throws things off just a bit because that means I can't have surgery at the end of summer. I'm gonna have to do it over like the holiday break, I guess, because I don't want to take off more school. But it's officially scheduled. Yeah, I'm so happy. So, um, the original, appointment with the microsurgeon that I was gonna see, it didn't work out. So it has been switched to a different microsurgeon. The first microsurgeon realized he wouldn't be able to do it that day, and so everything got canceled and switched around and stuff because of that. But the other microsurgeon that my surgeon works with, he was like, "Yeah, I can do it," and I've met him before, so that's cool. Um, he had just started working there, like way back when I first started going to have to do electrolysis. So it kind of is okay. I do have an appointment scheduled for seeing him. I have an appointment scheduled for like the pre-check stuff in April. It's funny. I'm gonna be um, basically going to that, and then 2 days later going ahead and speaking at an international conference. Um, and then it's like pretty much all focus on surgery from that point on. But it's still that I will be able to finish this school quarter and get done with all of my assignments and everything. And I still will be able to recover for like a full month and a half before summer classes start, which hopefully will be enough time that I could do online class. We will see. Um, the it would, for one thing, require that I didn't have any complications or anything extend longer or something like that. But also, I'll have only been like half a month from being fully, completely, and totally bedridden. So we'll see how I'm feeling, but I'm really hoping that I can still do summer classes. I think it will still be possible, um, as, especially because I'll at that point have started physical therapy, or be about to start physical therapy. It's one or the other. I'll have just started or be about to start, and you know, I don't have to take like a zillion classes. Usually I take like 3 classes a quarter, or I mean a summer, and maybe I can't do that. We'll see. So that's the big thing, is how much I can handle during the summer. Um, is what it is with that. As far as everything else goes, though, with the surgery stuff, it's looking like things are going to be good to go, which is like amazing. And to have an actual surgery date, I am extremely thrilled about that. So I have an actual date. It is on the books. So please, nothing crazy happen because I need my surgery. I have been waiting so ludicrously long. Um, just horrible waiting, and it's a huge relief. I also saw my electrolysis, and we had switched to once every 3 weeks, and it's even at 3 weeks down to half an hour. So she changed it to being every 2 weeks, and she said it's probably gonna be only like 15-minute sessions, but we have them scheduled all the way up until the day before um uh my consultation with the microsurgeon and the big um you know clinic visit thing where they're going to check and make sure there's no drugs in my system, stuff like that. Because if you have any drugs in your system, any nicotine, even nicotine all by itself. People like think smoking's not that bad. I personally think smoking's pretty bad. My grandmother passed away from smoking, but it's not a pleasant way to go. Let me just say that. But this hospital takes it very seriously if there's nicotine. So um, they do that test, make sure there's nothing in your system, and that's all scheduled and everything. So I feel like, you know, hope. I feel like that this is for real. It's gonna happen. There's really gonna be this surgery, and I'm trying to feel more happiness about it. Unfortunately, a bunch of stuff going on with my family, and I don't understand how it is that, like, I'm expected to solve problems and take care of people in my family who basically treat me like I don't exist. It's very interesting to me, but somehow it falls on my shoulders, and so here I am. I'm doing two bachelors at the same time at two different schools. I'm, someone with two jobs, although one of my jobs, I'm worried they're going to fire me or something because they didn't give me any work this like week at all. And I don't I don't feel like my new boss guy just I don't feel like he knows how to give me work. Which is a little frustrating, but whatever. He's adjusting. Hopefully, that's all it is. On top of that though, my you know brain decided that I should submit something else for publishing and maybe run another workshop and start researching another paper while I'm doing all of this. And then, of course, a bunch of stuff happens with my family in more than one direction. People are in crisis, and I have two siblings who live nearby in one of the crisis situations of whateverness with my family, and it's still been suggested that I should fly there to take care of things. One of my siblings who lives there is quite wealthy, and the other sibling who lives there is essentially just someone who goes to their job at Walmart and then goes home. Like, they don't really do anything else. And um it's very mind-boggling to me. And on the one hand, I don't expect people to have the same work ethic that I do. I'm a bit of a workaholic, and I recognize that I use distraction as a coping method, and maybe that's a little maladaptive. So I don't expect people to be as much of a workaholic as me. But at the same time, it's very strange to me how little other people seem to step up when it's important. And they expect me to, even if, again, they haven't spoken to me or interacted with me, treat me like I basically don't exist, but they still expect me to step up. And, like, that, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I also, on top of that, started being part of some listening sessions for, I'm the only undergraduate involved, um, for some important financial establishment of um, something very important, possibly with the World Bank. And here I was thinking, oh, maybe I have to work for a while or be involved in regulatory bodies within the United States before I can get into international work. And it's my first quarter at the university, and I already managed to get involved in something that's global, which is like, hey, but also I'm gonna have surgery. So it's Yeah, it's interesting. I am more than halfway done with the school quarter though, and I've been surviving. I am getting decent grades still in class. I'm somehow keeping up with assignments. Um, Hopefully I can keep it up and make it through the end of the quarter, but at this point, I don't see how I don't pass every single class. Uh, Even if I stop turning in assignments right this second. So at least there's that. I'd obviously prefer to get a good grade or at least a decent grade in every class, but I am not doing terrible. So uh, that's something. I have a 3.9 in every class right now or higher. Uh, I'm taking 6 classes, and 3 of them are at one college, and 3 of them are at the university. And somehow I have a 4.0 in 4 out of the 6 classes and a 3.9 in the other two. So somehow I am just a draft horse, and I just do this crap. And I go to my medical appointments and I deal with all this stuff. And I keep showing up to stuff and I try to be there for people and I try to help people. I tried to help a bunch of people today at a workshop thing. I am still having to deal with this investigation thing, which means that at this point they've officially investigated me longer than they investigated the guy who the guy who's harassing and stalking me. And he has figured out that there is a bridge and the bridge is not considered school property. And he started figuring out when I would be on that bridge, coming back and forth from the university to the college. So I've had to try to be a lot more random in the time that I am between the schools, trying to avoid him because he's got this order of no contact with me, and yet technically that bridge isn't school grounds. So it's like I just, and like I said, it's not just me. He's gone on to do stuff to other people, and it's like, what can I even do? Um, I'm pretty sure at this point that they know they shouldn't have let that guy go, but they did, and they're hoping against hope that I'm some sort of villain person, and they can find something on me of some kind because they're trying to cover up for their own incompetence. And if it turns out that I'm some sort of bad guy, then they can feel like that justifies that they did not handle things correctly. But they're not going to come up with anything because I'm not a bad person. I am very frustrated by that whole situation. I have a meeting with them on Monday, and it's not like my schedule obviously is pretty clogged. You know, it's not like I have all the time in the world to just hang out with them doing these interview things and stuff, but I keep doing it anyway because I honestly, I think I don't know, feeling a little bitter or something because I kind of am like, keep going, go ahead. Let it really get rubbed in your face that I'm a good person and not a bad person. Go ahead. Keep smearing your face in it. Keep rubbing your nose in it that you effed up. Like, go right ahead. Like, maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's a little harsh, but I kind of am just like, I'm not a bad person. That go ahead, investigate all you want. You're gonna keep having to confront the fact that I'm not bad. And you're gonna have to keep confronting the fact that you let that guy just waltz on forward to keep doing bad things. And you're gonna have to confront the fact that you you you're not good at your job. I kind of feel like, you know, the situation is just dragged on and on and on for so long, and on February 6th it's officially a year since the first time I tried to report that guy for doing things he shouldn't have been. And it's mind-boggling to me. It's been over a year, and every time I tried to go to anyone for help. For the majority part, it was treated with high disregard. People were so dismissive for the majority part. There were a couple of people who weren't, but the majority of these people who are in positions of authority, who are paid to help protect people, and here I am, an unpaid student, and I I am somehow more passionate about people being safe on campus than they are. And I am somehow more willing to sacrifice to protect people than they are. And I am somehow more methodical in trying to lay out facts and evidence and use logic, just period, than they are. And they're paid. Like, it's literally their job. Why do they even have that job if they don't have any protective instincts in them at all? If, like, your job is to figure out who needs protection and to protect them, why are you working that job if you only will do the very bare minimum and not actually try? Like, on the one hand, their job seems like it sucks. I would not want that job. I hope they get paid well, because it's I I can't imagine ever wanting to do that job. But on the other hand, I can't imagine being so apathetic and being able to live with yourself when it's involving people's safety. And how they could ever claim to be good at their jobs when they're so comfortable with anyone coming to harm, including me. And that just boggles my mind. And on the one hand, someone did lie to them, and that someone just happened to have been, unfortunately, someone very convincing who I thought who I thought was the person who believed in me most. But the thing is I had an epiphany. There's I talked to my therapist about it. Like, there's been this wave of girls just interested in me more. It started in October with that, you know, there was a girl just at the college who flirted with me some, but I ignored that pretty straightforward. And then that girl at the conference who was just like crazy into me. And this quarter, there's been more girls, and I'm like, in the whole time I was getting my associate's degree, there was like 8 or 9 girls, like the whole time. And it's already like 5 at this point, and it's been 2 quarters. It's not even technically fully 2 quarters because this quarter isn't done. And one of them at the university is just super into me, like, will not really leave me alone, and stuff. And I don't I don't know what to do for sure, because I'm gonna have to tell her, um, I only want to be friends soon, and because it's kind of getting a little much, and you know that's always a little awkward. But at the same time, I would not want to have a relationship with her beyond friendship. The thing is I always try to communicate. I always try to be clear. I try to stay away from girls. Like, I have not dated in forever, and on the one hand, I've been severely abused by women before. I am a little afraid of being in a romantic relationship again. But even besides that, I am not comfortable with my body at all. Like, at all. Like, until after surgery, and probably the next one after that. I mean, people keep begging me to date. And I am like, nah. And the thing is most of them don't know why. They think, oh, you just need to get out there. You're too scared of, like, being rejected or something like that. They don't understand that it's, more physical, that my body just is like not okay with me, and the idea of an attractive woman looking at me naked, like, makes me want to vomit. um I I can't even look at me between my legs. So how could I possibly to- tolerate that? Like, almost no one knows though, right? Like that's the thing. Almost no one knows. And even like some of my friends who know surgery's coming and that I'm going to have surgery, even a few people know what it's for, but they don't know what I actually have going on down there. They they just know it's a surgery to undo stuff that was from when I was a kid. They like don't know details, right? There's like four people that I have ever trusted with details. And I realized one of the people who knew is the person who lied about me. And so that's extremely excruciating because I thought maybe they lied to me the whole time and they felt like they didn't like that it was all fake. Like the entire relationship was fake. And I realized I had this epiphany because this girl was like all obsessed with me and I was like, here I am once again confronted with turning a girl down um because I just can't with this crap and all these girls have been coming more and more and more at me and again I talked with my therapist about it and we both agree there must be some sort of subconscious like shift like in my behaviors or the vibes I'm giving off or something pheromone something because of knowing about surgery, that it's getting close, and that the closeness of it has been creating some sort of a happiness or a confidence or a hope or a whatever that's making me put off some sort of extra charisma around girls or something. And that they're picking up on something. There's something there. I don't know how to explain it better. Like that I have some sort of extra charm or something because I again am feeling some sort of confidence about surgery where before I felt stuck. And so maybe girls are just more attracted in general because of that. And maybe everyone's pressuring me more to date because of that. And maybe people are like sensing something about this anticipation for surgery finally having some sort of expected, you know, climax instead of it just being this plateau of limbo stuck in for forever. And that because of that, you know, there's there's been more on my mind that it's more noticeable these girls acting this way, right? And I realized, they have no idea. I was like, man, this girl at the university, if she knew what was going on between my legs, she would not be trying to show any interest in me at all. And how do I give off that vibe? And I was like, but not have to say it because it was hard enough to say it to the few people I've trusted to say it to. And then I realized who those people were. And I realized that one of them is the very person who lied and who derailed the whole investigation and who, you know, has them investigating me now. And the thing is it's impossible that they didn't make the whole thing up because they knew I wasn't dating anyone and they knew why. And that that epiphany has been very hard for me. And this upcoming investigation meeting thing, I've been debating really hard whether or not to say that literally every allegation they made is completely false and I can prove it if I can somehow stomach talking about what's going on between my legs and the fact that they knew. I can literally expose the lie completely if I could somehow bear to talk about it. And the thing is, I feel like I shouldn't have to. I feel like I am a good person and I have, you know, strong morals and merits, and that should be enough. And yet I feel like they're so deliberately trying to own me, and I feel like I'm being like pushed into a corner, and I'm like, why would she lie like this? Because it's so false. It's so disprovable. Unless A, she is like literally weaponizing my vulnerability against me and thinks I will never tell, that I would never say anything, which is very possible, unfortunately, because again, women have done very, very horrible things to me before, whether it's a romantic relationship or not. Um, and this was not. This was not at all. But um, the other thing I realized is maybe she wants me to hate her, and she did this on purpose, trying to make that happen. And I'm not a hateful person. I'm not going to hate her. Um, but I realized it would be pretty characteristic of her to, if she feels, ashamed of it, something, and there's definitely something for her to feel ashamed about, it would be very characteristic of her to want to be punished and want to be hated and want to be, you know, cut off, as it were. And it would fit with her personality. And so that makes things even harder because I can very much imagine her freaking out and doing something really stupid and then feeling super crappy about it, not telling me at all. And then I innocently keep acting like we're good because I have no idea. And then she feels even worse about it. And then she freaks out even more and she says a bunch of shit she regrets. And then because she feels guilty about that, she freaks out, but I still don't know what she did. So now she's guilty upon guilty, but now guilty again because I still don't know. So I'm still acting like things are fine. And she freaks out again. And she's just like in pure freak out mode because, like, if there's anything she can't tolerate, it's feeling like ashamed, feeling useless. It's feeling guilty. It's feeling like that. Like she's got a very, very deep wound about that. Like, if I tell the truth, not only does it clear me, but it exposes like the most vulnerable part of her. And so not only do I feel like I shouldn't have to talk about things I don't want to talk about with these freaking people who definitely don't deserve for me to talk to them about anything important in my life. They are kind of not the nicest. Um, you know, I don't deserve to have to go through that, having to talk about what's going on between my legs to these people. Um, Even though it would clear me like instantly because I can prove it. I can prove not only that that's what's going on between my legs, but I can also prove that she knew. And it would be excruciating to talk about, but it would clear me, right? But at the same time, it would really destroy her emotionally, and it would, be very emotionally distressing for me. So, so even though I've had this epiphany that she full blown lied, and I think I figured out why she lied, I still don't know if I can say anything. And the thing is surgery's coming, and I don't know if maybe just taking a quarter off for surgery is the better thing, and waiting it out and hoping this guy goes away. Man, this guy, and letting, like, I don't know, things reset somehow. But will they? I don't know. And I don't know how long this will keep dragging out, and how much more he'll keep getting away with. And here I am with the knowledge that I could literally disprove the whole thing. But it would be devastating. But also, she chose this. Like, she did this. But also, I don't deserve any of this. It's very complicated. I don't know why it has to be this freaking complicated. I just know I definitely need to not interact with her, no matter what. But I'm recording. I'm recording. I'm recording. But yeah. Sorry. That was my roommate. I don't know why she even bothered doing that, because I can literally hear her like walking around, stomping around stuff. So there's no way she couldn't hear that I was talking. But whatever. Anyway, maybe she had her AirPods in or something. Anywho, the main thing is I got to figure out what to do. I don't know. I haven't decided. I think when I get to the next interview and they start talking and asking me questions and crap, hopefully it'll become apparent what I should do. I don't know. Maybe they're getting close to giving up, because again, I'm not a bad person, so there's that. Or maybe they're still gonna indicate that they want to drag this out as long as possible. I don't know. I don't know. No matter what, it will be horrible though. It's horrible that this happened at all. It's horrible that this guy gets to do bad things to people at all. It's horrible that I was incriminated like this at all. Um, and even if I get cleared of the accusations, it'll still be absolutely horrible. Like, there's no way around that. This is just like completely miserable for me in every way. So, yeah, I don't even I don't even know what to do. But I have a whole lot of really horrible things happening in life, just in general, again with my family and stuff. And my roommate's been really struggling because she had a death in the family, and uh, I can try to get ready for surgery, and I can try to hold on to the fact that surgery's scheduled, and hope against hope that everything else figures itself out, because I should be able to focus on surgery. I should be able to just be happy about surgery. And there's a part of me that wants to just like jump up and down with joy. And then the rest of me is so exhausted and in survival mode that it's hard to feel the full impact of, I have a date. And the date isn't for like a year from now. The date is for April. Like, that's not that far. And and I just want to like celebrate, and and I'm hoping I'm hoping that by the end of the school quarter, some of this stuff will be less hard and less horrible, and I can celebrate more because I really, really would like to. I'd really like to be able to focus on me and what's good for me, and find a way to be able to do that without all this other crap. I just I keep thinking all I have to do is get through this quarter, just get through the school quarter, and then hopefully everything in life can just be about surgery. Wouldn't that be amazing? I could just actually have everything actually be about surgery. I want it so bad, so bad. So hopefully that can happen. That would be really, really great if that could happen.